Welcome to another episode of The Hopes. It's us, The Hopes.
It's us, the Hopes. I'm Sky, the little yellow angel.
And I'm Ver, the blue demon. It's nice to see y'all. Thanks for coming in and spending another day of Ace Attorneying with us. We are on Bridge to the Turnabout, the last episode of this particular game in the series, and the last episode in the entire trilogy.
What?
Episode 5. It says episode 5. Chapter.
I was like, Oliver, we have to play this at least 2 more weeks.
Nope, we're doing it all tonight to avoid doing our taxes. We are going to marathon Phoenix Wright. Did I de-evolve from devil? Well, sometimes I identify as devil and sometimes I identify as demon. I was fired, so. Yeah, it's gonna be really long.
We don't know the Hope's cosmology. They could be synonyms.
Yeah, who knows?
I think they are. or Ver themselves might be confused about which they were and what they are now.
I don't know where I stand in the hierarchy.
It's complicated.
Yeah. So the last time we were playing, we were Edgeworth. And we are still Edgeworth investigating because Phoenix Wright is in the hospital and cannot perform his own case. His client? Why?
His old lover. His old flame.
But he doesn't really know that.
Perhaps not. Perhaps it is something else entirely. But we can't put our finger on the what or the why. So, we might as well jump into it.
I think so.
Try and figure it all out. Find the clues.
Connect the dots.
Find the pages.
It's February 9th. Aw. 9 a.m. 9:47 a.m.
Oh my. Mr. Larice feels that way about me?
Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all.
Okay, so Edgeworth just told Iris that the letter that she got that scared her so bad that we found last week was actually from Larry to her. Salutation here. Something I must talk to you about. I'll be waiting for you tonight at 10 at Heavenly Hall. Make sure you come unless you want your secret to be exposed.
Threatening, right?
Yeah, but he just meant the secret that she loves me.
Yeah. This guy knows this woman loves him. Lie. Not true.
He's not, so she's got another secret, but so now we know because she was scared of what Larry said, even though it wasn't a real threat, we know she does have a secret that she is terrified of people finding out.
For real.
We know it for a fact.
This is no time to be embarrassed.
Oh, this is nice. I don't know. I don't normally get guys looking at me.
I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing.
Worry not, and in any case, whatever it is that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him.
Does that mean Mr. Larice is the witness today?
No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand.
Sister Bikini.
She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Dunim, correct?
That is correct. It wasn't me.
Very well then.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes?
You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed...
Don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements.
I see.
Iris, It is a prosecutor's job to doubt people.
So I'm doing my job right now when I look the fuck at you.
But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end.
He's gonna roleplay as Phoenix right now.
Yeah. That's what my friend told me once.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted.
Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands.
I love watching them talk.
Yeah.
It's so juicy. Ah!
Yeah.
Because they both love the same man. One last time.
You're the judge!
Oh. Oh.
Canadian time.
Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case.
Indeed.
I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin.
Oh, easy mode.
I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant... Yo, this is crazy.
Ah!
Let's fucking go! It's Francisca!
Are you her?
You want me to be Francisca?
Can't use.
You don't want to be both.
I don't want to be both.
You don't
of
want to
them.
argue with yourself.
No.
The prosecution stands ready.
Don't make fun of me! I'm doing my best! I'm doing my goddamn best! And you are?
Francisca von Karma, prosecuting prodigy.
Oh, Von Karma, you say? Perchance, I literally can't remember what I was doing with this guy.
What was I?
I feel
fucking
like you were
doing?
doing a very like Minnesotan thing that was like also Canadian. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Canadian
Get
people
funky
sound
with
like
it.
people. Like they just
Literally. Yeah.
I don't want to do a big dramatic thing,
okay,
but I do
well,
want to do a big dramatic thing.
When I'm doing the judge, I'm trying to summon the Muppet Sam Eagle.
What's a known Canadian character
Well-
that has a deep Canadian accent?
What's like a funny, kind of comfortable voice to do for a judge that like summons Canadian?
I'm sorry.
Do what feels the best. Don't
That's
even
what I was
worry.
doing. Okay. Don't worry. It's fine.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Perhaps you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma.
Legends are a thing of the past. I am a von Karma. That is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purpose of prosecuting this case.
I almost said that.
Oh, right. I just want you to be the judge so bad. You did? Well, then you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm almost certain I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once.
I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor.
Ms. Von Karma, you have anything to say? There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. There isn't? But I'm sure once before... Ah! I told you, there is no such weakling. What is that? A whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip
That's her emotional support whip. I have no objection to the whip.
Damn. You don't?
That's her stim toy. The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. But there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today.
This promises to be interesting. Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix Wright before here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I've been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow you to... I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. I can't read.
That's okay.
I can't read. It's a reading game.
Reading game and words? No, we all trip over sometimes. But okay. I see you brought your flair for the
Histrionic.
histrionic. I see you brought your flair for the histrionic.
Allow me to add the things I'm not sure. I'll add to the things I'm not sure about. People, I have to do a boot. I got a boot. Things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely. I can't. Where am I?
Do you want to read?
I'm so
that again?
Allow me to add. I really did not expect to voice this guy today. Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court.
You know what I think would be funny if you did want to give up on Canadian? Like, if you're like, now I'm self-conscious, you could give him like a really kawaii voice. Like a really cute voice.
No. I'll work on it. Oh-ha!
The stage is set. Now, continue with the proceedings, Your Honor.
I also forgot I was gonna be Francisca, so I'm like, oh my god, so many accents today.
Uh-oh, sorry.
No, you don't need to be sorry. I just forgot. Very well, Miss Von Karma. Please give an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible.
The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Dunham. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue.
The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene.
Okay.
There is no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime.
Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand.
And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. Uh-oh, what this?
Witness, state your name and occupation, please.
But hold on here. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Now he's fucking with me.
Yeah, no. He's taunting you.
He's like, suffer.
I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this.
I'm not sure about being sure about it. If I'm not sure about it, I'm not sure about it. Witness, please stand up nice and straight.
If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our pain-plagued
Back pain plagued.
Oh,
Back pain plate.
there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain plagued witness.
Yeah, this trial
Oh.
was not designed to be read. Or we're losing it.
I don't know. We could read.
Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please.
So
I'm not
wait,
sure about the
she's-
boot on the shore. The shore.
She's like super hunched over. Is that what they were saying?
She got a bad back. She said she had a bad back. And I think she's little. She's just a little old lady with a bad back.
I see.
Yeah. Once again, your name and occupation, please.
Little old me? Well, I'm the head nun at Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it? Bikini! Nice to meet everyone.
But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Wah! The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once.
Wow, the court is basically church.
You want me to leave?
No need to get your bikinis in a twist, let me tell you. I'm a sight to behold in the summer. In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that.
Let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us about your own movements on that night, eh? They wanted to make sure he really hit the boot that time.
Yeah. That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple. But, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath in the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it.
So it was simply a coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple.
Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made.
There is only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle now, are you, Miles Edgeworth?
Me, like full sibling at each other.
Yeah.
Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination.
The night of the murder. Let's see what you can do as far as cross-examination goes. Oh, here, you can have this.
Me?
Do you want... Oh.
You could play.
What is this inner temple? Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right?
We'll be the one asking you the questions, madame.
In order to do that, a place with... In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training. And how exactly do you help with this process? It is all quite exacting. Can't be performed without a nun supervising.
Oh, fuck. I put cake in my mouth.
Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies.
A tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazakura Temple, where the murder took place? My back acts up
My back.
violently. That's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training. On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? That's right. Raging like a bull in a pig pen, I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off. You left Iris to help. With what? What do you think? The Acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter the training exercises proper.
Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple?
Well, the job is simply to watch over the Acolyte so they don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again that night. You met Iris in the Inner Temple, correct? Yes, she's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions. She's never failed to follow directions. There's no bath. Well, tell me more about how there's no bath. So you return to the Hazakura Temple in order to take a bath. My back is to blame for everything.
The murder?
It's a do or be done in kind of world after all. How long were you in bath for, if you don't mind me asking?
It's so interesting to see Edgeworth in the opposite direction.
Yeah. My, what a filthy little rogue you are. I know what's on your mind.
Huh?
I bet your next question is gonna be, where exactly did you wash? This is why you have to watch the young ones. But what are you going on about?
Pathetic Miles Edgeworth.
The lowest of the low.
There's some sort of kick me sign stuck to the defense's bench.
Ha ha! Ha ha! Take that, bitch!
Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand, so...
Man, Edgeworth experiencing empathy.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I guess it is hard.
I guess it sucks here.
Yeah. The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway in which you can see the courtyard.
That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case.
That certainly seems to be true.
There is indeed only one problem with this testimony. If I can clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are. Okay, so what I can think of, maybe not for here, but I want to look at our evidence. Received before the lights out bell. So, if she saw Iris after the lights out bell,
Did you
she might not have had her hood with her or on her.
press the third statement? Can you check?
Yeah. Let's see. 9A was one.
That one.
This one?
Yeah. Did we press that?
I thought I did. Let's like.
You left Iris to help with what?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Yeah. You can skip it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, then go ahead.
And what?
Present. Were you presenting?
I was thinking this was the kind of convoluted thing where you'd have to, like, present this, because it was received before Lights Out by Phoenix, but she says that she saw Iris at Lights Out.
Yeah. And Phoenix was wearing that. Or...
She wouldn't have had it, so it was like,
Yeah.
Did she have this?
Yeah. Oh. No, the music's still going.
What do you think the witness's statement?
I don't think there's a problem with it.
Damn it. You say that with such gusto that I suppose I must agree. That is all there is to it.
Don't get smart with me. Get smart with this penalty.
It would appear that even I can make mistakes.
Everybody has those days.
Everybody has those days. Everybody makes mistakes. Oh, wait. What else do we have? Iris's testimony. Rang Lights Out bell at 10 and then she was in her room. Oh, okay. Wait, okay. But Iris said something else.
Oh.
Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well, don't worry, I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No! She said that!
A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back.
But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie.
She does indeed have honest eyes.
Ah! All people lie. That is my belief.
Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Ah! Sorry.
Shh. It's okay. It's okay. Sorry, there's a spider. There's a spider in our home. I'm here to be imperfect. And I'm not here to bring polish. I'm here to bring a chill kind of punk rock.
This is the kind of punk rock experience you can really expect to find here at the Hopes. Internet jank, little bottles jank, everything a little bit not working. Hey,
Spider.
Accents bad, spiders everywhere. Who knows, you know?
All right.
Which means we must call your memory into question.
Dear, you're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you?
Well, that isn't exactly what I...
My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter.
Whoa. I hope the next stream has a mantis appearance. I think those bugs are cool. Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence.
Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone... that alone would do the trick.
You got it. Then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony. We've totally changed how we write a boot now.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And let us return to the cross-examination.
Okay. Violently, Iris came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner.
Except she wasn't.
Okay, now...
Except she wasn't.
Now we are specifically talking about...
The hood. Why do?
Oops.
Oh, well, we can
Oh, I guess we haven't pressed
Are
this
you
yet.
sure about that?
Are you sure that you're not making a mistake? You, young man, need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. Ugh. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake, thinking I made a mistake.
An excellent finish there, witness.
Still, I have to wonder. So now we're like, no, but I think you might have made a mistake. Dress exactly the same. Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct? Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute.
Hold it right there. Why do you have that?
That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to me as a gift that night. Before the lights... Wait.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Tentavision and Ectoviolet are fighting. I'm going to get you.
Get him. Get him. Wait, did he say that it was given to him or given to someone? He said it was given to someone as a gift.
Someone.
Before the lights out, Belle was wrong.
Yeah.
What?
You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the Iris she saw should have been missing this very hood. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh my god, look at her under that box.
Wow. It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it.
Imagines him.
Looks at him smiling.
Whoa! Sister, this hood. You have spare ones around the temple, don't you?
Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them.
I see. A stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh?
Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned.
Then this is quite strange.
Ah! If there was a surplus of hoods, then she would have worn one of those. There is no contradiction here.
I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily.
One must imagine Phoenix happy.
Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt.
Witness. While I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision.
I'm not so sure I'm comfortable going along with this.
Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple.
Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit.
I don't like having Edgeworth's inner monologue. I don't want it.
Contradictory stimulation.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop.
I'm going to penetrate this case wide open.
Stop it!
Same vibe.
Same vibe.
I finished my bath around 11. I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and Iris was... Oh, Mystic Elise! And with that sword of all things.
My goodness. Whew.
Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room which faces out onto the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. I forgot she was pushed out of her window.
Yeah, because she got bruised.
Bruised.
You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? Yeah, if I was in your place... Well, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court. And me, seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that.
This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe.
I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness.
Oh, we are going to play Investigations. I think we're going to play 4 next, though. Apollo.
We're excited for Apollo.
Yeah.
We'll do a little
Hee hee.
we'll do Apollo, then Investigations, and then go back to Apollo's trilogy, probably.
Probably.
Something like that.
Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth.
Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? After my bath.
Coming soon.
What I did after my bath. How far is it from your room to the inner temple? Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about 15 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hazakura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge.
I know what you did last bath time.
Still, you never made it back there that night, did you?
That's right. I was heading along the walkway toward the main hall. Walking back, you say you heard a noise. Thump! Just like that.
That could only be the sound of the victim falling.
It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Thump! Just like that.
No, but then couldn't this noise you heard have been snow falling to the ground?
I never thought of that.
The next one to laugh gets a whipping.
Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard and... Okay, so...
In a world where your bath has been concluded.
Let me look at our evidence real quick. And see what we can... Like... The body fell 10 feet after death. So wait. What did you say? The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. Wait. If I was the jury, I'd make the funniest joke and it'd make everybody laugh. I love that. Cause loss of body fell after death, and she's saying the stabbing must have happened after she was pushed out of the window. So that contradicts. So Presento Bongo.
Presento Bongo.
Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say, anyway.
But I said Presento Bongo.
And now there's no going back. Oh, please.
No, not the battery on the trollers.
Man.
It's just always.
1 second.
Always,
I literally
always
will be
something.
right
It's
back.
always
I have another controller. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? I've updated it.
The autopsy report?
The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed.
That's right. It says after death right here.
The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go to take a 10-foot fall?
Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in a room. Don't you agree?
That is a logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And then she was thrown out of her window down into the courtyard below.
Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Dunim's room? She was stabbed with a sword that would leave a blood stain. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood?
No traces of blood were found in the victim's room.
Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard.
Blinking. There's
He's a
blood in
hockey
his
player,
beard.
too.
Wow.
However, if there was no...
Wow, that was too fast. I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure Your Honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood.
When it produces the most blood...
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about it, when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
Indeed. With the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound.
Nasty. That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking.
We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all the contradictions.
Order! I must admit, this is a probable version of events.
I'd expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point.
Humph!
It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition from your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please, remain standing on the crate.
Don't go selling me short now. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood.
Sister, please, give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here.
With the whip? Oh boy. All right.
Oh boy.
Further details. When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I woke up,
Mystic Amy?
Mystic Amy was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back.
This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory.
Von Kammer strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miss Miles Edgeworth.
Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Karma, and I'm here to teach you just that. Wait, also, Harpy's joke if they were in the jury was, hey Miles, if you're not right, are you wrong? I love that.
Wow!
When I looked across at the scene, sorry, hold it.
Yeah, I guess that seed of perfection still runs deep.
At that time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course, so I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood. Not then.
I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound.
In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed? I've never seen so much blood before. Okay, so then why are you... Think carefully. This is very important. It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No. When I looked over, the sword was already in Mystic Elise's body. It might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory.
The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth.
I've never seen so much blood before. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right. Some of it had splattered onto Iris, too.
When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner.
What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well.
That seems quite conclusive to me.
What should I do? Press this point further?
Yeah, press it.
Press it, Eddie.
Press it.
Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now, But now, you say you saw the victim bleeding? Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw.
Well, what did you see?
Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day. Pulling the sword out? Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out.
Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony.
Oh, was that important? More important than you can imagine. You saw the instant in which the blade punched into the hilt was smoothly drawn out. Oh, wow.
Gross.
Smoothly, you say? You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out?
Man, that was such a... There's tongue twisters today.
This is making...
Tongue twisters.
Okay, a memory that this summoned for me was like when I was really little, we had like a book of tongue twisters, and I would in my room like
Practice them
out loud.
Say you saw smoothly.
Snakes wrote this sentence.
Literally.
Smoothly? You say you smoothly saw the smoothest Cheeto out.
That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mystic Amy. Mystic Elise was on the ground and Iris was stooped over her. The sword was buried up to the hilt.
Ace Attorney, horrible for people with dyslexia.
When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Mystic Elise's body. It slid out from that gaping wound. Ah!
Oh, it goes without saying. If the sword.
You know, like Canadians.
Stop! I just can't read. If the sword was removed, there would be bleeding.
And nothing out of place here.
Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place.
Yeah.
That something, which couldn't possibly have happened, appears to have happened.
I feel like there aren't any trauma therapists in this world, and that perhaps things might be better if there were.
Real. No, Nessie, I've been thinking about that barbed sword.
Well, can we look at the sword?
Yeah, can we look at the sword? And it smoothly came out of the victim.
I don't think that would happen, my dude.
Don't believe you.
Bikini, I love you, but I don't think that would happen. It feels
Should
like
we-
it would really plunge into you and stick with you.
Maybe that's what we should...
Yeah, like definitely.
How?
Explain.
Sister Bikini, how? You are a reliable witness. At least, I'd like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here. What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you.
What contradictions are you talking about?
In the scene that the witness claims to have seen,
I want Edgeworth to shut up for everything. So mean.
the weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities.
Everyone loves him so much for his handsome face, yes. Wah! Oh my god, they keep whipping him before I can read what he says. Before I can butcher it.
Explain yourself!
To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that.
Her big little blinking eyes. Doesn't appear. But meaningless dribble. I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep. So should I so choose?
The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit.
That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly.
That's...
We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding.
That's nothing more than conjecture.
Snacks very much.
Snacks. In reality, the victim was stabbed with a shichichito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly and may still sometimes stop the blood loss.
I'm not finished. There is still one more conclusive contradiction.
You still got more?
This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it?
Yeah, she run out.
If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword.
Ah! Wait, what? Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that.
But what does all this mean? You have proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but...
Having come this far, there can
Oh my god.
Having come this far, there can only be one answer.
And that is?
The weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shinshishito.
What?
A foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool!
Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon? Well, it's because Mystic Amy was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shinshishito was the murder weapon.
Whoa!
Oh, hi!
Wow.
Thank you for subbing again,
Thank you
Toasty
so
Chai. That's so sweetie of you.
much.
And also, hello, Serene and Frog Croaks. Welcome to hating his gay ass. This is where you're you are at in the game right now.
That's so cool.
I love that.
Yay. Order, wah!
Oh, hi.
Hello? Hello. Oh, so maybe this Shishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing. Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object.
That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth?
If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises.
The obvious question.
Yes. Namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found.
Yeah, the judge is totally just agreeing with Von Karma, so she stops whipping him.
Yeah.
That's...
Answer the question, Miss Von Karma. But don't whip me.
No evidence of that kind was found.
Why do her boots look like wood?
She's on a milk crate.
Another mystery to throw under the pile.
That's him about you asking why her feet look like that.
They look like they're part of the wood crates, and the crates are supposed to be milk crates.
Yeah, I don't know.
A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast.
Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually.
What is it, sister?
I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was it was just over there.
What exactly are you going on about here?
The murder weapon.
The murder
Von
weapon.
Karma's pronounced F.
Oh, okay. I will try to remember that.
The murder weapon, I mean, maybe. I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. You what?
Well then. I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister.
Impossible. What else? What else could this old woman have seen? Milk crates? How the hell do you milk crates? That's so funny. He is Canadian. Yes, okay. The real weapon was the friends you made along the way. You're under arrest. Location of the weapon. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks! Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out? Iris could have done that. She can drive snowmobile after all.
She can make me better, she can make me worse. I don't care. Witness, please, tell us everything you know right away next time.
Well, I'm not in the best shape, well, with my back and my age, you know.
Correct. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here is a photograph.
Where was this photo before?
A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory.
The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple.
Have fun, Serene. Thanks for popping in.
Oh, thank you so much. And run all the way to Tusky Bridge.
Okay.
That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon.
Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon?
Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please.
I love her serious face. I saw the murder around 11 p.m. Did you? Are you sure about that? Yes, I was worried about it after all.
Why was that?
Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night, now could I? So at 11, I decided to leave Hazakura Temple. Her estimation of the time seems reliable, at least.
Please continue, sister.
You asked Phoenix Wright to
That's
report
him.
the crime, correct? Right, I'm the one who trampled me! It seems she is the type to hold a grudge. There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge.
Phoenix Wright. He didn't even have his cell phone on him.
He had forgotten it at home, apparently.
What an idiot. But a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too.
Anyway, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back, so I thought I'd go out by the main gate for a spell. And there I saw tracks. As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. That's it! That's the only one we have! It'll run no matter how much snow falls. Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course! It was parked in front of the gate.
So, she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time.
I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do?
Is it relevant?
The snowmobile?
Could be.
I feel like it's always press further.
Because,
Like, why wouldn't it be press
Yeah.
further? Do we always press?
Yeah, probably.
All
yeah,
right.
why not?
I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at that time? What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean, eh?
What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth?
I'm playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used.
What do you mean? What do you mean, eh? What do you mean, eh? What do you mean, eh?
Ah, I see. I never thought of that.
That's right, I overlooked that too.
Of course you did.
Then answer the question, please, witness. I don't often go around touching hot engines.
Judge learned he's 1% Canadian. Yeah, this judge is actually not Canadian. He's just got he's got some relatives and he's
pretending.
really into it.
Yeah. However, and now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it.
Snow? Snow?
Yes. For some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow.
He's Japanese. He's just a Western boo.
There wasn't any snow on it. Curses.
Curses.
I feel
Damn
like
it all.
sometimes I feel like I cackle like a witch when I laugh.
I like your laugh. I think it's cute.
It seems that's you.
Oh, god damn it. I don't like reading as this guy. Well, it seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh?
How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile?
It takes 15 minutes. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking. There's a reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain?
I think that's why the question was asked in the first place.
It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I'd fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch just like that. Crunch!
Ooh, crunch.
I haven't been able to find the courage to write anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it.
Mountie hats and maple leaf bikinis on the Gyaru girls.
Wow.
Love it.
Oh, wait, why did I do that? Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River. I don't know. Refresh our memory. How long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes.
It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile.
I have to concede that is more than enough time.
Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth?
I wish she could have done that. She could have driven a snowmobile. While it would have been possible, time-wise, one element remains out of place here.
Oh, and what would this mystery element be, eh?
The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods?
Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Miss Von Karma? Fawn Karma? Excuse me?
I like thinking he doesn't know.
He read it off of a paper.
Yeah. I feel like only Edgeworth would really,
And he doesn't-
know, to be honest.
Edgeworth would be the one to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turning to me for help over the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor?
What?
She's as over the top as always.
Anyway, Whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth.
Another mystery to feed the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there is surely a problem with this testimony. Now all I have to do is start poking holes in this flawed account. So now we have the snowmobile.
Okay.
And you saw tracks. So can we like relate those things at all to one another?
Yeah, you got tracks photo. Let me see it.
Check.
Okay, so she's saying takes me to many butter. But wouldn't there be 2 sets of tracks? Or something? No. If they came, if they left and went back?
Yeah?
But then the snowmobile is back. So But-
Maybe they threw the weapon into Eel River and came back while I was knocked out. Well, let's see. Let's like.
yeah, maybe Edgeworth will explain it, but I do feel like that's weird.
I feel like that's right.
I feel like that's weird.
What do you think, Edgeworth?
Edgeworth, this piece of evidence is weird.
Us floating next to
Yeah,
him.
we're like, this one, I don't know why.
I admit this photograph proves something. He's on our us thumbs up.
Yeah.
It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder.
You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth.
However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only 1 set of tracks?
What do you mean?
Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally, there should be 2 sets of tracks in the snow.
Yeah!
Those from heading out to the bridge and those from coming back.
She perfectly followed her trail back. That's why.
Oh! You're right!
You are forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it?
I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped. Leaving just the return tracks in the snow.
What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth?
Is there a flaw in her theory? This idea that the red snowfall covered 1 set of tracks.
Red snowfall.
I
You said red snowfall.
I did, because I saw that Harpy said that when the text is red, he says it out loud, and that's their headcanon. And so then I was like, that's red.
Snowfall.
So I said the code out loud.
Red snowfall.
The snowfall covered in 1 set. This idea that the snowfall covered 1 set of tracks, there's a contradiction. It wouldn't fall that fast in 5 minutes?
Well, yeah, she said 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Something like that.
The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible.
Would you care to explain why there is a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction?
Slaps away.
Slaps it? Rude.
No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me.
On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgrowing tracks were erased by the snow. Or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow.
Well, we have more crime. What's here? What's in this?
Yikes.
There's footprints.
Gross.
Disgusting. What do we have here? Ooh, what's this?
Ooh, weather data. That could be good.
Snow with occasional lightning strikes. Snow.
7 to approximately 10:50. It was 11. Then it stopped by then. The snow was over by then.
Does it not lightning and snow at the same time ever?
Yeah, no, but it says that the snow stopped at 10:50.
Oh.
7 to approximately 10:50. So it was done by then. It was done by then. There was no snow then.
Excuse me. They said that there was no snow. A witness. Please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11.
Of course.
Of course. This means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder.
The weather report?
Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped at around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up.
The weather report, eh? Order! Very well then. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in.
Oh, thank you.
What? It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Answer me this then. When is a weather report ever correct?
No, you got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast, this is actual data.
Yeah! Forecast data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may still have been snowing in the vicinity well past the 11 p.m.
It's true, we cannot be totally sure, eh?
What? How did she pull that off?
It had stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide more conclusive evidence of this.
I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Very well. I, too, cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony.
Ha! You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth.
Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed?
There wasn't snow on the victim, right?
There wasn't snow on the snowmobile either, right? And there's that
Yeah.
crime photo. Sure. There was no snow on the victim. That's true.
So wouldn't there have been at
Snow
least
on her. At least some. At least some.
Yeah, for sure. No, you're right. I agree with you, Nessie.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it comes down to one point. That being whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed.
That's right, but proving that is...
incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I am referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception.
And that is...
Literally
The
look at it.
victim herself! Miss Elise Dunim. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed. That's why. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph, there should be 2 sets of tracks.
Order, just with no hand.
Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth?
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all of the facts point to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusty Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing.
Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow.
Then, when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Can I say something?
Can a woman in this room please speak?
This all sounds a bit fishy to me.
What does, sister?
There is only one key for the snowmobile.
Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder.
Which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple. But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge. So she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. Ew.
That sounds right.
But what's odd is, when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple, I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge.
You must have just failed to see it, sister.
Maybe, but when I made it back for Hazakura Temple, it was there. By the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too. But that isn't possible!
Order in the court. What does this all mean?
So then, what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble.
I think we've learned all we can from this witness.
Yes. I have nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know.
But then that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile.
A witness, huh?
Was there no one out walking, perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that night?
I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off.
Only an
Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Unless they had something really important to do.
That's a shame.
Hold on!
I know, idiots.
Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on that subarctic night.
Ugh.
Your Honor, I know just the idiot!
But it might just be one individual.
Actually, there might just be one individual who might be of help to us.
Really?
You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder?
I don't know for sure if he saw it or not. But there are two things about him that do come to mind.
He's an idiot.
Idiot. Number
You
one.
said idiot? That made me think of one. Well, which are?
First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder.
And the second being?
This individual that I am thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about?
Well.
Well, if it ain't little old Larice.
Straight Larry.
Straight Larry.
He might not be straight Larry in this game.
He might be, non-binary Larice.
Non-binary, pansexual Larice.
This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc Deloduc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting.
This is Larry
Whoa.
Butts, a disciple of the victim Elise Dunem.
Her student? Interesting. And, why was he wandering about outside on the night of the murder?
That's...
He's literally non-binary pansexual Louise Dunim.
Right, Larice Dunem, he took Elise's name.
Yeah.
I could tell them about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was, perhaps, searching for something in that snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason.
And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man. What exactly was it he saw?
I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom.
Hot. Summon this youth as a witness immediately.
This youth.
This youth.
I have no choice, do I?
I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. Larry?
She really said, the hell you think this useless twink is gonna do?
When are we gonna add trans femme de femme to this game? That's such a good
Trans
question.
femme de femme.
Wow.
Wow. Imagines.
Think do 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 do. It will not take long to summon him.
Very well.
Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you.
I'm gonna get you, Larry.
Me when I get you. When I get you, Larry.
The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Ms. Von Karma, please see to preparing your next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is now in recess. Katunk. Okay. And we've gotta do the next part of the trial next week.
Yes.
Because
we do.
Because we gotta. It's gonna be a long day with Larry. That's the name of next week's episode.
A long day with Larry. And we're probably gonna switch who does which voice on that one too.
Yeah, I don't know who you gotta. You'll have to take your pick. Maybe you could be the judge.
Oh boy. Then I can be Canadian, and then you can all tell me that I'm not being Canadian enough. I'll study.
If I had remembered, I forgot, and then I usually the last time I did it, I studied it a little bit, and I felt better that time. I don't know how much better it was, but I felt better that time.
Yeah, I want to read.
So next time, if I do the judge again, I'll study again. I'll brush up.
For sure. Ectoviolet said earlier that they think that it's a shame that we haven't heard all of the Canadian accents and dialects.
We definitely
because
when we did study, we did hear a lot of them. There are a lot of fun ones, but they're definitely, the game itself is going for a pretty specific one. It seems like.
But they specifically think that Fringlish or Franglais
would be funny
to hear, and I'm very curious about this.
We should look into it.
Oh wait, can you not do the Discord command? Here's the Discord command.
Uh-oh.
If you want to stay up to date with us and know when we are going to be live, feel free to join our Discord. If you want to catch up on VODs and see what we are doing, catch up and see how we have performed the rest of Ace Attorney, you may do that there. Yeah. All of the VODs for Ace Attorney specifically are there. Harp redeeming voice direction to save Ver from their fate, making the judge have an incredibly strong German accent, but Russian every other word. That's scary. That's scary, Harpy.
How does that save them from their fate?
Wow.
What are you saving them with?
I love that though. All right. I have to go do my taxes, so we're going to end stream. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you so much.
Okay, bye.
We'll see you on Wednesday for more Sonic, and hopefully that'll be great.
Hopefully it will be. That'd be nice.
All right. Well, Leo, this is a great time to say you're not an Ace Attorney fan. Bye. Bye.